Hey, welcome back. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about Kubernetes cluster and scaling. We're pretty much going to continue where we left off in the last video. So I showed you their failover. So my Atom deployment to my Kubernetes environment, one of the nodes failed and another node immediately more or less took over, as you have seen there. What we want to do now is actually scale up the actual deployment. Suppose you need more runtime capability, we would maybe like to have more atoms taking the work, and we're going to do that right now. So I'm going to take that from the history again here, scale. I should type grep scale, of course, and then there is some commands like this that you can use, right? So I can just, again, use kube control, scale my deployment. It's called Atom deployment. Let me show you that first. So let's do get deployments. This is my Atom deployment, as we talked about before. So there is currently, that's based on the YAML file that I used to create the pod or the deployment in the first place. So there's one is current and one is available, one is desired. It's all set to 1. Now I want to scale this up using this command here. So I can use the scale deployment with the name of the actual deployment, which is Atom deployment, as you can see, and I want to put in 4 replicas here. So let me do that. So I do this, and what I get back is that my deployment is now scaled, meaning that it will start, hopefully, through 3 new nodes, or actually pods on the nodes that I have available in the cluster with the atoms installed within it. And obviously that will take some time. They're busy running now the worker nodes and taking all of that, that information. Now let's wait just a short while. And once that is ready and should show up in the platform, I will issue some commands like we've done before. Visit the curl command, and we should see whether that is nicely distributed over the various pods within the cluster. Now let me show you the pods themselves. So if I do this, as you can see, it's nicely distributed. The actual pods are using the nodes 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the name of the workers are also going to be the name of the Atom deployments here, which is nice. We have the one running for 10 minutes now, and the 3 that got just started, as we want 4 replicas, are now started for like 60 seconds, actually. So let's just wait a little bit before we issue our service, which is still going to be the same. So if I go back here, let me show you the get deployments, which should show something different now, right? So we have actually now 4 deployments or replicas here. And you can see it on the platform happening. So here are my new nodes, or not nodes, but pods or atoms, or whatever you want to call it, starting up and reporting back into the platform and able to take in any work that we've defined for it. So that's all good. So I was going to say we have that services command that should not have changed, right? I'm still having my service up and running, my Atom service. That can be reached using this external IP, actually. So nice, they're all up and running now. As you can see, they will all have obviously different names, different Atom IDs, and so on. They're all online here. And let me just issue a command now. Once the process that I've defined has been deployed to this particular Atom, we should be able to call the curl statement here somewhere like this. And as you can see, there we go. And let me go over to process reporting. So this was taken by worker 03, right? Let me just do the auto refresh, set it to 1, do another statement. And as I've said, it's doing quite heavy calculations just to spike up the CPU. That's for the auto scaling that I'm going to show you and talk about a little bit later. Let me issue some commands here to the external IP address. And let's wait for the refresh of the reporting. see what happened over there. Still working. Oh, not updating yet. Let me put it in. We also always do a manual refresh on the executions. Let me do that. So if I do that, as you can see, these are all different nodes taking the work nicely distributed over the various atoms that I have running within my Kubernetes cluster, which is really cool, I think. So again, we deployed our first atom in a pod within our cluster. I showed you some failover capabilities that you get with Kubernetes cluster, which is really cool. And in this video, I just showed you how we can actually scale up or scale down. I did not show you that, but we can also do that, scale up the capabilities of the cluster with having more nodes, so having more compute power, processing power to process any incoming requests in this case. Thanks.